विद्यार्थी मित्र, यापूर्वीचा आपला जो भाग झालेला आहे त्या भागामध्ये आपण कार्बन आणि इम्पॉर्टंट एलिमेंट हा आपण जो आपला पाठ आहे तो पाठ आपण सुरू केलेला आहे. याच्यामध्ये या भागामध्ये आपण जो अभ्यास केलेला आहे तो म्हणजे वी टेकन द इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट द सम बेसिक part of our carbon element carbon, then occurrence of the carbon, and we started to discuss about the properties of the carbon. Now in today's part we discuss about the properties of the carbon. We know that the carbon shows the allotropic nature. What is meant by the allotropes? What is the allotropic nature? That part is also discussed in our further part. We also aware about it. The carbon shows the allotropic nature, and the allotropes of the carbon they found in nature in the two form. From that, one is the crystalline form of allotrope of carbon, and second is non-crystalline form of allotrope of carbon. We first discuss about the crystalline form of allotrope of carbon. We also know about that what is the crystals. So in today's part we discuss about the crystalline form of allotrope of carbons. We also know that the carbon has allotropes, many allotropes, and from that the crystalline form of allotropes of the carbon there are three allotropes. One is diamond, second is graphite, and third is fullerene. So diamond is the crystalline allotrope of carbon. Diamond found on earth or in the different countries such as Brazil, Belgium, South Africa. Not only diamond found in the Brazil, Belgium and South Africa, but diamond also found in our India, in Karnataka state Golconda, and in Madhya Pradesh state Panna we found the diamonds. So diamonds is the crystalline form. So we discuss about the structure of the diamond. See here, it is some imaginary. It is a structure of the that figure shows the structure of the diamond. So what is the structure? See here, each carbon atom bound to 4 neighboring carbon atoms. In diamond, each and every carbon atom is bonded to the neighboring 4 carbon atoms by the covalent bond. See here in the figure, suppose it is shown by round, it is a carbon atom. Each and every carbon atom is bonded to the another neighboring 4 carbon atoms. It is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in this way, in diamond, each carbon atom is bonded to the another 4 carbon atoms, and bond in between that carbon atom is a covalent bond. We also aware about what are the covalent bond and what are the ionic bond. So the bonding in between the carbon is the covalent bond. Each and every carbon atom is bonded to the another neighboring 4 carbon atoms by its covalent bond. Because of that, the shape of the diamond is that the tetragonal. Because of that, the shape of the carbon atom which are bonded to the another 4 carbon atom by the covalent bond, the shape of the diamond is tetragonal, three-dimensional. Shape forms the diamond. So the structure of the diamond is tetragonal and three-dimensional, and because of this type of structure, its structure makes diamond very hard. Because of that three-dimensional tetragonal structure, the diamond is a very hard or hardest in the nature. So understand about the structure of the diamond. Diamond has the many carbon atoms, and each and every carbon atom is bonded to the neighboring carbon atom by the covalent bond. Each carbon atom is bonded to the neighboring four carbon atom, and by the bonding of that such type of manner, the shape of diamond is a tetragonal. Shape of diamond is a tetragonal and three-dimensional. Shape of the carbon is a tetragonal and three-dimensional, and because of such type of structure, that structure makes diamond very, very hard. So, it is the structure of the diamond. Now we discuss about the properties of the diamond. Properties of diamond. See here. Pure diamond is the hardest natural substance. In nature, nothing, any other substance is the hardest as like a diamond. Why diamond is the very hardest natural substance? When we discuss about the structure of the diamond is a tetragonal. Structure of the diamond is a tetragonal, and each and every carbon atom is bonded to the another four carbon atom by the covalent bond. Because of that, the structure of diamond is a trigonal, and so that structure makes the hardest particle in the nature. The density of the diamond is a 3.5 gram per centimeter cube. Melting point of diamond is a 3,500 degrees centigrade. It is a very high melting point. The melting point of diamond is a 3,500 degrees centigrade. It means that the solid state of the diamond melts on the 3,500 degrees centigrade temperature. So it is a very high melting point. Diamond does not dissolve in any solvent. Diamond is an insoluble particle. Diamond is insoluble substance. It does not dissolve in any particle, in any solvent. It means that the diamond neither dissolve in the carbonic solvent or other any solvent. It means that the diamond does not dissolve in water or any organic solvent. So it is insoluble. It is insoluble in all type of the solvents. On diamond, there is no effect. There is no effect of any acid or any base. Any acid or any base that does not affect on the diamond, and diamond is a bad conductor of electricity. It means that diamond does not conduct the electricity, because we know that to conduct the electricity, substance needs a free electron. Diamond does not have any free electron. Because of that, diamond is a bad conductor of electricity. So these are the properties of the diamond. Diamond is the hardest substance in nature. 3.5 gram per cube centimeter is the density of the diamond. 3,500 degrees centigrade is the melting point of the diamond. It does not dissolve in any solvent, so it is insoluble in any solvent. There is no effect of any acid or base on the diamond, and diamond is a bad conductor of electricity. Now we discuss the uses of the diamond. These are some properties of diamond. Now we see the uses of diamond. Uses of diamond. Diamond is, we studied about the diamond, or we also aware about the properties of the diamond, and in that we also studied about the diamond is the hardest substance in the nature, and because of that it is used to drill the rock. It is used to drill the rock, and not only it is used to drill the rock, but due to the hardness of the diamond, diamond is used in glass cutting. डायमंड इज यूज्ड इन ग्लास कटिंग. आपण त्याच्या गुणधर्मामध्ये अभ्यास केलेला आहे की डायमंड हा निसर्गातला सगळ्यात हार्ड सबस्टन्स आहे, सगळ्यात कठीण पदार्थ आहे. त्या कठीण पदार्थामुळे त्याच्या गुणधर्मामुळे रॉक ड्रिलिंग मध्ये म्हणजे खडकाला छिद्र पाडणारी जी अवजारं आहेत, रॉक ड्रिलिंग म्हणजे छिद्र पाडणे, खडकाला छिद्र पाडणारी जी अवजारं आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये या डायमंडचा वापर केला जातो. त्याचप्रमाणे ग्लास कटिंग म्हणजे काच कापण्यासाठी सुद्धा डायमंडचा वापर केला जातो. त्यानंतर डायमंड इज युज्ड ॲज अ नाईफ. डायमंड इज युज्ड ॲज अ नाईफ इन आय सर्जरी. म्हणजे डोळ्यावर शस्त्रक्रिया करत असताना किंवा डोळ्यावर शस्त्रक्रिया करण्यासाठी डायमंडचा चाकूसारखा वापर केला जातो. कारण डायमंडला अत्यंत तीक्ष्ण अशी धार तयार करता येऊ शकते. डायमंडला अत्यंत बारीक आणि तीक्ष्ण अशी धार तयार करता येऊ शकते. म्हणून डोळ्यातल्या बारीकातला भाग कट करण्यासाठी, कापण्यासाठी डायमंडचा चाकूसारखा वापर केला जातो. सो डायमंड इज युज्ड ॲज अ नाईफ इन आय सर्जरी. नाउ अनदर यूज ऑफ डायमंड इज दॅट the diamond dust is used to polish the other diamond. Diamond dust is used to polish the other diamond. म्हणजे एखाद्या हिऱ्याला चमक आणण्यासाठी त्याच्यावर पॉलिश करावं लागतं, म्हणजे त्याला घासावं लागतं. एखाद्या हिऱ्याला चमक आणण्यासाठी त्याच्यावर पॉलिश करावं लागतं, म्हणजे त्याला घासावं लागतं. आणि हे घासण्यासाठी इतर दुसऱ्या कोणत्याही पदार्थाचा उपयोग करून जमत नाही. कारण मग त्याला चमक आणण्यासाठी जे घर्षण करायचं, जे त्याचा पृष्ठभाग जो घासायचा आहे त्याच्यासाठी डायमंडचीच डस्ट म्हणजे डायमंडचाच बारीक केलेला भोगा वापरून त्याच्यावर दुसऱ्या डायमंडचा पृष्ठभाग चकचकीत करण्यासाठी म्हणजे पॉलिश करण्यासाठी डायमंडची डस्ट वापरली जाते. डायमंड डस्ट इज युज्ड टू पॉलिश द अदर डायमंड. अँड नाउ सी हियर, इट इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट. Diamond is used to make a protecting window. Diamond is used to make a protecting window from radiation in space, in artificial satellite. म्हणजे कृत्रिम उपग्रह जे अवकाशामध्ये पाठवले जातात आणि त्याच्यामध्ये अवकाशवीर जातात. अवकाशामध्ये गेल्यानंतर पृथ्वीचं गुरुत्वाकर्षणाच्या बाहेर जेव्हा आपण एखादा घटक पाठवला जातो, की कृत्रिम उपग्रहामध्ये मानव सुद्धा आज अवकाशामध्ये जातो आहे. मग अवकाशामध्ये रेडिएशन असतात, म्हणजे सूर्यप्रकाशाच्या मध्ये इतर सुद्धा काही प्रारणे, इतर काही किरणे असतात, जे जर आपल्या व्यक्तीच्या अंगावर पडली तर किंवा एखाद्या घटकाच्या अंगावर पडली तर त्याचा हानिकारक परिणाम व्यक्तीवर होऊ शकतो. मग हे जे अवकाशवीर आहेत, आकाशामध्ये स्पेसमध्ये जाणारे जे अवकाशवीर आहेत, ते सॅटेलाइटमध्ये म्हणजे कृत्रिम उपग्रहामध्ये जरी ते बसवलेले असले तर त्याला ज्या खिडक्या असतात त्या खिडक्यामधून रेडिएशन म्हणजे हार्मफुल रेडिएशन, घातक प्रारणे हे आतमध्ये येऊ नयेत, अवकाशयानामध्ये येऊ नयेत, त्याच्यासाठी त्याच्या ज्या खिडक्या असतात त्या खिडक्यांवर या डायमंडचा थर दिलेला असतो. व्हाय? Because diamond protect diamond protect our satellite from the radiations. म्हणजे घातक रेडिएशन पासून त्या सॅटेलाइटचं आणि त्या सॅटेलाइट मध्ये असलेल्या अवकाशवीरांचं संरक्षण करण्यासाठी प्रोटेक्टिंग विंडो म्हणजे त्या विंडोला जे काच बसवले असतील त्या काचावर डायमंडचा थर दिलेला असतो. त्यामुळे त्या थरावर जेव्हा ते रेडिएशन पडतील ते पूर्ण रेडिएशन परावर्तित होऊन निघून जातील, ते आतमध्ये येणार नाहीत. म्हणून प्रोटेक्टिंग विंडो बनवण्यासाठी या डायमंडचा वापर केला जातो. दीज आर दी सम युजेस ऑफ दी डायमंड. Diamond is used in glass cutting. It is also used in the rock drilling. Diamond is used as a knife in eye surgery. The diamond dust used to polish other diamond, and diamond is used to make a protecting window from a radiation in space in artificial satellite. These are the uses of the diamond. Now we see about the graphite. Graphite is another crystalline form of carbon. It is one of the allotrope of the carbon. It is also crystalline form. Graphite found in nature. Graphite found in Russia, India, as well as New Zealand. The structure of the graphite. See here in the figure. It is a structure of a graphite. It is a layered structure. It is a first layer, it is a second layer, and now it is also formed a third layer. So it is a layered structure. So how it is formed the layered structure? Each carbon atom bonded to the another 3 carbon atoms. In graphite, each carbon atom is bonded to the another 3 carbon atoms. See here, it is one of the carbon atom. It is also bonded to the another 3 carbon atom. It is bonded with that carbon atom, and it is also bonded with this carbon atom, and it is also bonded with this carbon atom. So each and every carbon atom in graphite, each and every carbon atom is bonded to the another 3 carbon atom by the covalent bond. Each and every carbon atom in graphite is bonded to the another 3 carbon atom, and because of that they form the hexagonal layered structure. Because of that they form hexagonal layered structure. It is the first layer. It is hexagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 angles, and each and every angle there is a 1 carbon atom. We studied about the hexagonal structure of the carbon, hexagonal structure in geometry. A structure which has 6 angles. Angles, and they are connected to each other. This is the hexagonal structure, and on the tip of the angle there is a 1 carbon atom. There is located as a 1 carbon atom, and each and every carbon atom in graphite is bonded to the another 3 carbon atom. And bonding is in such a way, or in the form, they form the hexagonal structure, but not only hexagonal structure, but it is a layered structure. म्हणजे या ग्राफाइट मध्ये प्रत्येक कार्बन अणू हा इतर 3 कार्बन अणूशी जोडला जातो आणि हेक्सागोनल स्ट्रक्चर तयार होतं. हेक्सागोनल स्ट्रक्चर तयार होत असताना ते लेयर्ड सुद्धा असतं, म्हणजे थर. लेयर म्हणजे थर. आता इथे जर आपण विचार केला, हा कार्बन अणू या कार्बन अणूशी, या एका कार्बन अणूशी जोडलेला आहे, या एका कार्बन अणूशी जोडलेला आहे, आणि या कार्बन अणूशी सुद्धा जोडलेला आहे. तसंच हा कार्बन अणू या कार्बन अणूशी, या कार्बन अणूशी आणि या कार्बन अणूशी जोडला. तसं प्रत्येक कार्बन अणू हा प्रत्येक कार्बन अणू हा आपल्या ह्या हेक्सागोनल मध्ये इतर 2 कार्बन अणूशी आणि तिसरा बॉन्ड त्याच्या खालच्या थरामध्ये जो हेक्सागोनल तयार झालेला आहे त्या कार्बन अणूशी जोडला गेलेला असतो. त्यामुळं हे लेयर्ड स्ट्रक्चर तयार होतं. हेक्सागोनल आहे परंतु लेयर्ड स्ट्रक्चर तयार होतं. ईच कार्बन ॲटम bonded to 3 another carbon atom in such a way that hexagonal layer structure is formed. So it is a structure of graphite. That structure is a layered. First layer, second layer, third layer. Their layers are formed, and one layer of the graphite is called as the graphene. हे लक्षात घ्या की असे जे थर तयार, एकावर एक असे थर जे तयार झाले असते ग्राफाइटचे, तर प्रत्येक थराला ग्राफीन असं म्हणायचं. आणि त्या सगळ्यांना मिळून काय म्हणायचं? ग्रॅफाईट. त्या सगळ्यांना मिळून ग्राफाईट म्हणायचं, परंतु प्रत्येक एका थराला ग्राफीन म्हणायचं. आता याच आकृतीमध्ये जर पाहिलं तर हा इथपर्यंतचा एक थर दिसतो आणि हा खालचा एक थर दिसतो. हा एक थर आणि हा एक थर, असा आपल्याला याची विभागणी करता येईल. दोन थराची विभागणी करता येईल. तर या प्रत्येक थराला काय म्हणायचं? ग्राफीन. So it is a structure of graphite. In graphite, each carbon atom is bonded to the another 3 carbon atom, and for the hexagonal structure, the bonding is formed in such a manner they form the hexagonal but layered structure. So each layer of the graphite is known as the graphene. Now we see the properties and uses of the graphite. Properties of graphite. We studied the structure of the graphite, and graphite is a hexagonal and layered structure. Graphite is black colored, soft, brittle and slippery. Graphite is black colored, soft and brittle. म्हणजे ग्रॅफाईट हे काळ्या रंगाचं असतंच, परंतु ते नरम आहे, मऊ आहे आणि ब्रिटल म्हणजे ठिसूळ, सहज फुटणारं. ब्रिटल म्हणजे ठिसूळ, सहज फुटणारं. ग्रॅफाईट इज अ ब्लॅक कलर, सॉफ्ट, ब्रिटल अँड स्लिपरी. डेन्सिटी ऑफ ग्रॅफाईट इज 1.9 to 2.3. Density is a variable density, so it is near about the 1.9 to 2.3 gram per cubic centimeter. Density of a graphite is a 1.9 to 2.3 gram per cubic centimeter. Graphite is insoluble in most of the solvent. Graphite is insoluble in most of the solvent, and the one more important property of graphite is in each layer of a graphite, there is a free electrons. It is the most important property of the graphite. In each layer of the graphite, there is a free electrons. So, graphite is a black colored, soft, brittle and slippery. The density of graphite is a 1.9 to 2.3 gram per cubic centimeter. It is insoluble in most of the solvent. म्हणजे हे बऱ्याचशा द्रावकामध्ये विरघळत नाही. इन्सोल्युबल, न विरघळणारे, अद्रावणीय. It is insoluble in most of the solvent, and graphite is a layered structure, and in each layer of the graphite there is a free electrons, and it moves. That free electrons moves in between the layers. So these are the properties of the graphite. Now, uses of the graphite. Uses of a graphite. See here, graphite is used to make a lubricant. It is also used to make in paint and polish. The graphite हे लुब्रिकंट तयार करण्यासाठी वापरलं जातं. लुब्रिकंट म्हणजे काय? लुब्रिकंटचा आपल्या शब्दशः मराठीमध्ये अर्थ आपण वंगण असा किंवा, आणि वंगणाचा वापर कुठे केला जातो? जिथे यंत्रामध्ये परस्परांना घर्षण होणारे भाग असतात. जिथे यंत्राचे भाग परस्परांना जिथे घर्षण होत असतं, ते घर्षण कमी व्हावं किंवा घर्षण टाळावं याच्यासाठी वंगणाचा म्हणजे लुब्रिकंटचा वापर केला जातो. सो ग्रॅफाइट इज युज्ड ॲज अ लुब्रिकंट, अँड इट इज ऑल्सो युज्ड इन पेंट अँड पॉलिश. म्हणजे रंग आणि पॉलिश तयार करण्यासाठी सुद्धा या ग्रॅफाइटचा वापर केला जातो. We use the pencil, and that pencil is made by the graphite. We use the pencil for the writing or drawing or sketching. We use the pencil to write or draw any sketch. In that pencil, that blackish part is made up by the graphite. the blackish part, which are used to write, that is made up by the graphite. So in the formation of the pencil, or to make the pencil, the graphite is also used. So graphite. Now one more the use of the graphite in arc lamp. It is the one of the lamp which gives the very bright light. Which gives the very bright light. So in arc lamp, graphite is also used. And one more the most important use of the graphite is that graphite is used as a carbon electrode. Graphite is used there as a carbon electrode. Electrode is a part which can conduct the electricity, and it is used in the cells. It is used in the cells, and in that cell म्हणजे विद्युत घटामध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉनचं वहन करावं लागतं, विद्युत धारेचं वहन करावं लागतं, आणि त्याच्यासाठी इलेक्ट्रोडचा वापर केला जातो. आणि असे इलेक्ट्रोड बनवण्यासाठी ग्रॅफाइटचा वापर केला जातो. ग्रॅफाइट इज अ कार्बन. Graphite is a carbon. Graphite is one of the allotrope of the carbon. But most important property of the graphite is that graphite has a property to conduct the electricity. So it is a very good conductor of electricity. Graphite is a carbon, but it is also a very good conductor of the electricity. Because we studied about the graphite in the property. Graphite is a layered structure, and in each layer they have the free electrons. In each layer they have the free electrons, and due to these free electrons, graphite has a capacity to conduct the electricity, and because of that, graphite is used in the very in each and every cell as an electrode. So these are the uses of the graphite. Fullerene. Fullerene is another allotrope of the carbon. It is also in the crystalline form. Fullerene rarely found in the nature. It is also has many carbon atoms. It has many carbon atoms and forms a ball-like structure. So it is also known as the buckyball. So it is also for the ball-like structure, as like a volleyball. We are also seeing the volleyball. As like the structure of that volleyball, the molecule of the fullerene is formed. They have the many carbon atoms, and it is a very rare structure of the carbon, and it found in the soot and interstellar space. It is found in the soot and interstellar space. म्हणजे अवकाशामध्ये अंतरतारकीय जो भाग आहे त्या अंतरतारकीय भागामध्ये हे अपरूप कार्बनचं आढळून येतं, किंवा काजळीमध्ये सुद्धा काही प्रमाणामध्ये, अत्यंत अल्प प्रमाणामध्ये क्वचित हे कार्बनचं अपरूप असू शकतं. सो इट इज व्हेरी व्हेरी रेअरली फाउंड इन नेचर. सो we discuss about the properties of the fullerene. The molecule of the fullerene is found in the form of buckyball or bucky tube. Molecule of the fullerene is found in the form of buckyball. Buckyball is structured as like a volleyball or a football. Buckyball is structured as like a volleyball or football, or it is also found in the form of tubes. That tubes are known as the bucky tube or the carbon nanotube. It is also known as the bucky tube or the carbon nanotube. So now it is a soluble in organic solvent. The fullerene is a soluble in organic solvent. It means that which are the organic solvents? Carbon disulfide is the organic solvent. Then benzene is organic solvent, or it is also known as the chlorobenzene or benzene. It is an organic solvent, and in such type of organic solvent, that fullerene is soluble, and it means that it does not soluble in other solvent or inorganic solvent. Now, in each and every molecule of a fullerene, they have a minimum 30 carbon atom or the maximum 900 carbon atom. in one molecule of the fullerene, that have a minimum 30 carbon atom or 900 कार्बन ॲटम. म्हणजे फुलेरिनच्या एका रेणूमध्ये, फुलेरिनचा एक रेणू कमीत कमी 30 कार्बन अणूपासून ते जास्तीत जास्त 900 कार्बन अणूपासून बनलेला असतो. इट मीन्स दॅट इट इज ऑल्सो C60. C60 means it is also molecule of a fullerene which has a 60 carbon atom. C80, it means that it has the 80 carbon atom, or C90 or C70, it means that it is also molecule of the fullerene which has the 70 carbon atom. म्हणजे फुलेरिनच्या एका मॉलिक्यूल मध्ये कमीत कमी 30, C30, फुलेरिनच्या एका मॉलिक्यूल मध्ये कमीत कमी 30 ते जास्तीत जास्त C900, जास्तीत जास्त 900 कार्बन अणू असू शकतात. तर असा अत्यंत गुंतागुंतीची रचना असलेला फुलेरिन हा कार्बनचा एक ॲलोट्रोप आहे. इट इज फाउंड इन नेचर व्हेरी रेअरली. So these are the some properties of the fullerene. Now we discuss about the uses of the fullerene. Uses of fullerene. We discussed about the properties of the fullerene. Now uses. Fullerene is used as insulator. Fullerene is used as insulator. So what is the insulator? Insulator means a substance which does not conduct the electric current. So it is the insulator. It means that fullerene also, the insulator, fullerene has not a capacity to conduct the electricity, and because of that it is used as insulator in most of the equipments. Fullerene is used as a catalyst. Next use of the fullerene is that the fullerene is used as a catalyst in water purification. म्हणजे जलशुद्धीकरणामध्ये फुलेरिन ही कॅटलिस्ट म्हणून वापरलं जातं. आता कॅटलिस्ट म्हणजे काय? कॅटलिस्ट म्हणजे कशाला म्हणायचं? मराठीमध्ये याला उत्प्रेरक म्हणता येईल. तर कॅटलिस्ट इज अ सबस्टन्स. कॅटलिस्ट इज अ सबस्टन्स विच टेक पार्ट इन अ केमिकल रिएक्शन. Catalyst is a substance which take part in a chemical reaction, but there is no change, no any chemical change in this substance, and which changes the rate of the chemical reaction. म्हणजे कॅटलिस्ट म्हणजे असा पदार्थ जो रासायनिक अभिक्रियेमध्ये तर भाग घेतो, पण त्या पदार्थामध्ये कुठल्याही प्रकारचा रासायनिक बदल होत नाही, परंतु हा पदार्थ रासायनिक अभिक्रियेच्या वेगामध्ये बदल करतो. सो it is a catalyst. It is used as a catalyst in water purification. And now see the third use. Fullerene, in first use we said that fullerene is an insulator, but in see the third use, it is a superconductor. It has a superconductivity. But in which condition? At certain temperature. At certain temperature, fullerene exhibit as a superconductor. म्हणजे काही विशिष्ट अशा तापमानाला फुलेरिन हा अतिवाहकासारखे गुणधर्म दर्शवतो. सामान्य तापमानाला नाही, काही विशिष्ट अशा तापमानाला फुलेरिन अतिवाहकाचे गुणधर्म दर्शवतो. सुपरकंडक्टिव्हिटी म्हणजे अतिवाहकता. At certain temperature, fullerene exhibit superconductivity, so it is used as a superconductor at a certain temperature. त्या विशिष्ट तापमानालाच हा गुणधर्म फुलेरिन मध्ये येतो, म्हणून तेव्हाच हा फुलेरिन सुपरकंडक्टर म्हणून वापरता येतो. हे झाले फुलेरिनचे उपयोग, युजेस. इन पार्ट वी taking information about the allotropes of the carbon which are in the crystalline form, that are the diamond, graphite and fullerene.